given that it's not an absolute right, that there are certain weapons you can't have, why not add assault weapons and semi-automatics to that list?
No. The right to bear arms is an absolute right. It's the only constitutional amendment that has literally stated in it, shall not be infringed. It is absolutely an absolute right. Absolutely an absolute right.
No one's saying ban your gun. We're saying regulate them, like background checks on every single gun.
Now, how would you enforce that? Okay. If we're going to suggest a solution, at least have something that's enforceable. It's not like the inner city in like Chicago is so different from like the inner city in like Louisiana.
Right.
It's the same shit, the same problems. So if we understand that and they're happening in these very specific areas, why the fuck are we still talking about gun control?
We've got to stop giving this power to the government to basically treat a constitutional right like it's a privilege. We don't do this with any other constitutional right except for the Second Amendment. And ironically, Second Amendment is the only constitutional right that gives the most power to the people.
If there are fewer guns out there, people attempt as much, but they don't succeed as often because
that's absolutely not true.
That's that's absolutely true. You see the changes in gun ownership.
If there was a direct correlation between the number of guns that were available and we would be leading the world.
Research that just came out that demonstrated that armed legal gun owners actually do a better job at stopping active shooters than uniformed police officers.
You're inherently attributing a negative character to firearms. Outright, right?
Yes, because lots of people die at firearms. And so, that's why I do that.
The same could be said of cars, right? But you're not advocating banning cars or limiting people's access to vehicles.
You can't take, I mean...
And if you're not going to address the real issue, shut the fuck up about guns, because you don't care. And you have a totally different motivation for why you're pushing it. And has nothing to do with actually saving lives. I don't want me protecting my life to be a competition. I want it to be as lopsided as possible, because I'm not the one threatening someone's life. I'm going about my life and someone's trying to interfere with that. And so I want to be in the best position possible to guard against that.
Should you be able to buy a tank?
You can't own a tank in America.
So you think the public should have tanks?
You can own tanks in America.
So that's okay to have tanks?
I don't have a problem with it.
Do you think it's a good idea to give anybody the right to have a tank and blow up cities?
If it was about safety, they would understand that having a database of gun owners is basically a laundry list for all the criminals to go out and find the people who have guns that they can go and steal. So the criminals want the list so they can go and take the guns. And the government wants the list so that they can go at some point and take the guns as well.
If you scream fire in a crowded movie theater, that's not protected speech.
Those same limitations apply to the Second Amendment. From the Second Amendment standpoint, I can't murder anybody with my gun. The same way you can't yell fire in a movie theater. If you do, you go to jail. If I use a firearm to kill someone, I go to jail.
And they're willing to die for these students. So why not put them in a position to fight for them?
Because they're teachers.
You're absolutely right. But the moment somebody walks into that classroom with the gun and starts shooting at kids, they don't have an option.